What's going on, folks? My name is LB the Realist with Surrealistic Studios, Surreal News, where the real is surreal. Hey, we're in the daytime. So check this out, folks. Before I begin, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Comment, subscribe, and share this video when I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and give a big shout out to my big bro, Leger, Lafayette, Norwood. You guys met him already. Back on his birthday, June 30th. Today is actually the day that unfortunately he passed away in a trucking accident. So I want to give a big shout out, a big surreal salute to my big bro, Leger. You know, thank you for being a big brother to me and being in my life and looking after me, bro. I know you'll continue to do the same thing. You know, shout out to his mom as well, Phyllis, my auntie. I love you so much. I just want you to know that people love you and we're here for you. This is something that you can't just, you'll never be able to just get over it. You know, just like so much of our loved ones that passed away, you don't just get over them. You just learn how to cope with the pain a little bit more each and every day. And that's what I'm learning how to do with Leger, with my grandmother. And that's what so many other people have to do on a daily basis. And we just have to keep going. We have to keep the ball moving. So in the spirit of my big bro, Leger, I want to continue on with my videos, continue on with my passion. And I also want to continue on with music because that was always my first passion. And it was always his passion as well. We made music together. Maybe one day I'll let you guys hear a few of the songs that we did together. He rapped, but mostly he sang, and he was pretty good. He was pretty good, you know. We made some pretty good songs together. He was really into music and poetry. He was a hell of a poet. Maybe I'll read one of his poems one day as well. And he just loved, you know, life. He loved family. You know, he really wanted a family of his own. Some years back, he tragically lost his baby and his woman. You know, he lost his baby and his girlfriend to an ex-boyfriend who was jealous. And he killed them. He murdered them. So tragic. And unfortunately, my bro had to live with that pain. You know, he had to live with that pain. And I know that, you know, he's in heaven now, or he's up there somewhere in the universe with his family in peace. And shout out, bro. I love you, bro. Thank you. So let's go ahead and get on with the story, folks. I've been watching the news, but it's been, you know, news clips that pop up on my channel or on social media or whatever. And it's always something about how the Taliban is taking over parts of Afghanistan, or they're taking over the whole country. You know, they just took this county, or they just took this city, they took this province or whatever. News reporters are blasting the airways of stories of how they're taking back the cities, and how Afghani women are scared of the Taliban, and basically how it's looking all bad. How basically the narrative is that they're painting is that since American troops left, and mind you, we didn't take all the troops. We still have troops there. And there's also this private contractor thing. So we're not completely out of Afghanistan, or any other country for that matter. But they're saying that because we withdrew the troops, that now the country is turning over, basically, and is going to the Taliban. The Taliban is taking over everything. And the narrative is that, you see what you did? You see, that's why we shouldn't pull out. That's why we shouldn't pull out. They even have a story now that I just saw about how the Taliban are blocking COVID-19 vaccines. They're blocking the vaccines. That's what the story says. And it just paints this broader narrative of we shouldn't get out of Afghanistan. We should have never have left. And that's BS. We've been in Afghanistan for 20 plus years. How much do we spend in Afghanistan? I think Tulsi Gabbard came out on a video and said it, actually. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. I think it's something like $11 billion a month. Let me see. How much money do we spend in Afghanistan? Let's see if it has there. Cost of the Afghanistan war in lives and in dollars. This is from AP News. We'll go ahead and read a little bit from AP News here to see what they have to say. This is why I like doing my videos when I'm home, because I'm able to access my computer and I can bring you guys the direct facts. I don't have to say like, well, I think, or I believe, or no, the facts are right here. You know what I'm saying? They can be disputed based on the source, but I mean, we can all agree that, I mean, these kind of numbers, they shouldn't be fabricated that much, you know? So they say the cost of the Afghanistan war in lives and dollars by Ellen Nickmeyer. This was just yesterday by apnews.com. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, this is perfect. Let's go ahead and read this information right here, folks. In just short of 20 years, the now ending U.S. combat mission in Afghanistan was America's longest war. Ordinary Americans tended to forget about it, and it received measurably less oversight from Congress than the Vietnam War did. But its death toll is in the many tens of thousands, and because the U.S. borrowed most of the money to pay for it, generations of Americans will be burdened by the cost of paying it off. Thank you so much, American government. Thank you so much, you pro-war, neoliberal, imperialist pushing pricks. And that goes for not only the politicians, but for the people that push those politicians. My goodness gracious. Have you guys heard the story about, before I continue on with the rest of the article, they actually got rid of some of the wartime powers that enabled the government or the president to go to war without congressional approval. They actually got rid of that, or they're trying to. I think they voted to get rid of it. And I think it was, I believe it was a bipartisan deal. I'm not sure on that. See, that's one thing I'm not sure. Let me look that up next. See, I'm jumping ahead too much. Let me go ahead and read the rest of this article here. So, as the Taliban in a lightning offensive recapture of much of the country before the United States' August 31st deadline for ending its combat role, and the U.S. speeds up American and Afghan evacuations, here's a look at the U.S.-led war in Afghanistan by the numbers. Okay, so look, August 31st is the official deadline, but I believe last time I reported on this, they had got like, I think 80 or 90% of the troops out already. So they're saying August 31st is the official deadline, but of course, we're still going to leave people there. So here are the numbers. Much of the data below is from Linda Bilmes of Harvard University's Kennedy School and from the Brown University's Cost of War project. Because the United States between 2003 and 2011 fought the Afghanistan and Iraq wars simultaneously, and many American troops served tours in both wars, some figures, as noted, cover both post-9/11 U.S. wars. Okay, so they're going to include two different wars here. The longest war. Percentage of U.S. population born since the 2001 attacks plotted by Al-Qaeda leaders in Saudi Arabia, who were sheltering in Afghanistan. Roughly one out of every four. The human cost. American service members killed in Afghanistan through April, 2,448. Let me read that again. American service members killed in Afghanistan through April, this is through April, 2,448 people. 2,448 Americans died because of this BS war. Let me continue. Afghan National Military and Police, 66,000. Other allied service members, including from other NATO member states, 1,144. Afghan civilians, check this out, folks. 47,245 Afghan civilians have died because of American imperialism. But there's nothing wrong with that, right? Shit libs. I'm sorry. Let me continue here. It really just irks me. It pisses me off when I read numbers like this, and I keep seeing in the news their pro-war agenda. Taliban and other opposition fighters, 51,191. Aid workers, 444. Journalists, 72. 72 journalists and 444 aid workers. Afghanistan after nearly 20 years of U.S. occupation. Percentage drop in infant mortality rate since U.S., Afghan, and other allied forces withdrew the Taliban government, which had sought to restrict women and girls to the home, about 50. Percentage of Afghan teenage girls able to read today, 37. Oversight by Congress. Date: Congress authorized U.S. forces to go after culprits in September 11, 2001. Attacks, September 18th, 2001. Number of times U.S. lawmakers have voted to declare war in Afghanistan, 0. Number of times U.S. lawmakers have voted to declare war in Afghanistan, 0. The number of times U.S. lawmakers have voted to declare war in Afghanistan, zilch, 0, nada, cero, blank. Just nothing, right? Never have they asked for congressional approval. They just go and they just kill people. And a lot of people in the U.S. are just okay with it. A lot of shit libs are just okay with that. Because American imperialism, right? Because democracy. F your democracy. Let's see. Number of times lawmakers in Senate Appropriations Defense Committee addressed cost of Vietnam War during that conflict, 42. Number of times lawmakers in same subcommittee have mentioned cost of Afghanistan and Iraq wars through midsummer 2021, 5. Number of times lawmakers on Senate Finance Committee have mentioned cost of Afghanistan and Iraq wars since September 11, 2001 through midsummer 2001, 1. Paying for a war on credit, not in cash. Let's read this. I almost knocked my tooth out. Like my mug, by the way. See, can you see it? Oh, it's kind of fading, huh? Capricorn. If you guys are wondering my sign. All right, so check this out. Amount President Harry Truman temporarily raised top tax rates to pay for Korean War, 92%. Amount President Lyndon Johnson temporarily raised top tax rates to pay for Vietnam War, 77%. Amount President George W. Bush cut taxes for the wealthiest rather than raise them at outset of Afghanistan and Iraq wars, at least 8%. Estimated amount of direct Afghanistan and Iraq war costs that the United States has debt financed as of 2020, $2 trillion. Estimated interest costs by 2050, up to $6.5 trillion. The wars end, the costs don't. Amount Bilms estimated the United States has committed to pay in healthcare, disability, burial, and other costs for roughly 4 million Afghanistan and Iraq veterans, more than $2 trillion. Period. Those costs will peak after 2048. So again, this was from apnews.com. Just a few of the numbers here. And again, let's go over some of these numbers just one more time. American service members killed in Afghanistan through April, 2,448. U.S. contractors, 3,846. Afghan National Military and Police, 66,000. Other allied service members, including from other NATO member states, 1,144. Afghan civilians, 47,245 Afghan civilians have died because of American imperialism. And nonstop, we have to look in the news and see them pushing pro-war, saying basically, hey, we shouldn't have pulled out. You see Afghan women. You see Afghan babies. You see democracy. They don't have democracy. We gotta give them democracy. What do you mean, bro? We gotta give them democracy, bro. What do you mean, bro? We gotta give them democracy. They need democracy. All the lives don't matter because they need democracy. The ones that are left are gonna need democracy. Amazing, folks. Amazing. We need a non-interventionist, anti-war movement in this country, in this world. We need an anti-war movement in this world. Literally, because if we don't, they'll never stop. They'll keep justifying it with democracy, or they'll justify it with saying that we're trying to protect our American assets, whether here or abroad. It doesn't matter if these countries come to our country and try to bomb us or try to shoot. No, they're not coming over here. They're not coming over here. We're going over there. You can say, oh, no, well, they came over here 20 years ago to September 11th. A lot of those people were trained in the U.S., weren't they? I mean, there's all kind of, I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole with 9/11. I mean, we're going to get there next month. But let's not go there now. By the way, there was a story that came out that a lot of these people were blocking the president from going to visit the 9/11 memorials. So, yeah, That was kind of crazy when I heard about that. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Let me see. Biden 9/11 memorials. Let's see if that 9/11 families tell Biden to skip memorial. This is from Reuters. Let's see here. Let's see. 9/11 families tell Biden to skip memorial if he does not declassify files. If he does not declassify the files. This is a short and sweet one. Let's go ahead and read this one too. August 6th, Reuters. Family members of victims of the September 11th attacks are opposing U.S. President Joe Biden's participation in memorial events unless he declassifies government documents that they contend will show Saudi Arabian leaders supported the attacks. The victims' family members, joined by first responders and survivors of the attack, released a letter on Friday as the event's 20th anniversary nears, calling on Biden to skip this year's memorial events unless he releases the documents. 20 years anniversary. 20 years later, there is simply no reason, unmerited claims of national security or otherwise, to keep this information secret, the letter said. But if President Biden reneges on his commitment and sides with the Saudi government, we would be compelled to publicly stand in objection to any participation by his administration in any memorial ceremony of 9/11. In total, about 1,700 people directly affected by the 9/11 attacks signed the letter. 1,700 people directly affected signed this letter. The Saudi embassy in Washington did not immediately respond to a request for comment. White House officials have had several meetings with the families, she added. Family members of 9/11 victims have long sought U.S. government documents related to whether Saudi Arabia aided or financed any of the 19 people associated with Al-Qaeda who carried out the devastating attacks, crashing airplanes into New York's World Trade Center, the Pentagon outside Washington, and a Pennsylvania field. Nearly 3,000 people died. 3,000 people died. And how many more were affected? The whole country was affected by these attacks. These very sketchy, very, very weird attacks, all right? 15 of the 19 hijackers were from Saudi Arabia, our ally. A U.S. government commission found no evidence that Saudi Arabia directly funded Al-Qaeda. It left open whether individuals might have. So I'm going to read that again. A U.S. government commission found no evidence that Saudi Arabia directly funded Al-Qaeda. It left open whether individual officials might have. And this is how they get around, red tape, and this is how they skirt around stuff like that. Oh, no. It wasn't Saudi Arabia directly. Rather, it could have been individuals affiliated, though. Saudi Arabia is being sued for billions of dollars by the families of roughly 2,500 of those killed, and by more than 20,000 people who suffered injuries, businesses, and various insurers. Again, this is going to be from Reuters.com. 3,000 people. And they're saying, Biden, don't show up. If you're not going to declassify the files, then don't even bother showing up. Don't show your face, all right? We don't want your apologies. We don't want your sympathies. We don't want your condolences. None of that. Just release the damn files. Excuse my language. This whole thing, war, death, suffering, pain, torture, terrorism, lies, deceit, it really pisses me off. It really does rub me the wrong way. And maybe I'm feeling a little extra emotional because I'm wearing my bro today, you know what I'm saying? Shout out my bro, Leger, man. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. I think there was one more thing that I wanted to talk about that I kind of forgot because I tend to lose my train of thought. I was watching an old video that I did 4 years ago, defending Tim Black against Sam Cedar. Interesting, right? And I was watching myself, and number one, I hate my voice. I really do. Number two, I tend to lose my train of thought a lot because I go off on tangents, and then I forget where I was even going with that, and then I forget to attack certain points. So if I forgot a point in this video, leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know. Help keep your boy on track, because that's what I need you guys for. You guys got to help keep me on track, help keep me honest, and keep me original. You know what I'm saying? Keep me original. Like this video, share, and subscribe, folks. Love, peace, and light. Until the next time, remember, find all my information down below. We need an anti-war movement. You know what I'm saying? We need to really figure that out. I'm hoping that people with bigger platforms and people with bigger organizations can find a way to get this done. I've been on YouTube for 4 or 5 plus years now, and I left a comment saying basically, I've been on YouTube for this long now. I find it funny. Maybe you guys do. Maybe you guys do too, maybe not. I find it funny that nobody, no other political lefty YouTuber or social media influencer or organization or anything like that has offered or extended the olive branch to me to be a part of their organization, to organize, to bring on new lefty voices or new political voices, and to foster them and to help prop them up. I have yet to find any individual that has offered or extended that olive branch to me. I see it happening with a lot of other lefty YouTubers, and I'm not hating. More power to y'all. I'm rooting for you guys. But I just think it's funny that it hasn't happened for me yet. Now, number one, I don't necessarily want it to happen. I'm just bringing it up. All right. Number two, the reason is that when you join other people's organizations is that you got to kind of, I mean, look what happened with Jamal Thomas and Tim Black. If you guys remember that 3-4 years ago. Look how that imploded. Jamal was supposed to, be a part of Tim Black's show, and all of a sudden, Jamal had a minor criticism of Tim Black, called him tepid. Tim Black didn't appreciate that. All of a sudden, he gets a tirade and a rant about him, and he gets kicked off his show. To his credit, Tim Black has, I guess, reached out to me a couple of times, but then retracted the messages. I'm not sure what that's about. Never really asked him. But Nico House has reached out to me. He actually offered for me to go on his show like years ago. So, I'm not tripping off that. You guys know that I get a lot of support from Bob TV or the Bobby Brown Show, my Uncle Rob. So shout out Uncle Rob. He'll probably watch this video. So shout you out, bro. Appreciate you. But yeah, a lot of our most popular political lefty shows, they're not really reaching out to the young leftists. Why do you think Tim Black right now, and I'm sorry to keep bringing up Tim Black, but it is relevant to what I'm talking about. Not to, not to SHIT on Tim, for this, but, see, I just lost my train of thought with that one. That's what happens. But again, I'm hoping that our big political shows start organizing people and start really reaching out to people and start building a real movement. We talk all day about the movement and about organizing and about what we need to be doing. And then we like to talk about what other people are doing and say that, hey, that's not going to work and that's not going to work and that's a waste of time and you're a waste of time and you're a grifter. We're doing all of that. But we're not really organizing. We're not really connecting with each other in the comment section. Pay attention to the people that make YouTube or make videos, but they never respond to your comments. Remember that. Separate those individuals from me. Please do. The people that have been watching me for 4 or 5 years know dang well I am not afraid to answer comments in the comment section. No, dang well I'm not afraid to take constructive criticism. They know dang well I'm not afraid to evolve on a lot of my positions. Because I've done that. They've seen that. They've witnessed that. I can't say the same for a lot of our favorite YouTubers. We got some YouTubers that never respond to comments. Not even one. We got some YouTubers that will never, ever collab with anybody else. They won't even give you a shout out. Think about this, folks. Count the number of times political YouTubers or social media influencers have given me a shout out. Count them up. Tim Black has given me a shout out a few times. Nico House has. Uncle Rob has. I even got a shout out from H.A. Goodman. And I don't even agree with his coverage now. He talks about Trump nonstop, 24/7. That's him. I used to say, don't mess with H.A. because he's just talking about the Democrats. Let him do him. Now he's doing him talking about Trump, and I still say the same thing. Let him do him. I'm not gonna watch it because that's not my thing. But if your thing is Trump, then I guess go check out H.A. Goodman. But it kind of rubbed me the wrong way with H.A. when he said that he would stop supporting Trump when he went after Julian Assange, and he didn't. that's when it really was like, okay, so there's nothing that Trump can really do to lose your support. Like, you hate the Democrats that much, and I think it's more to it than him just hating the Democrats. It has to be more to it than that. But yeah, that's all he did, and big, shout out to H.A. Goodman, for doing his thing. I don't agree with it at all, but H.A. Goodman was very kind to me, and he gave me some shout outs. He's the reason why I probably got to like 1,000 subs or something like that, So shout out H.A. Goodman. I don't agree with what you talk about, brother, but do your thing. Do your thing. No hate here. I don't agree with you. With all that being said, folks, this is going on to be a long video, but hopefully you guys appreciate it. I'm kind of incorporating a few different things into this 9/11, or into this the story about how the mainstream media is pushing war because we left that, or because we're leaving, in the process of leaving Afghanistan. And now they're saying, oh, women are in danger, children and babies are in danger, democracy is in danger, the Taliban are taking over, we need to go back. No, we don't. Pissing me off. There's actually people that believe that we need to be in every single country for democracy, or for the protection of us, all the way over here, while we go all the way over here doing that and doing. That's a drone strike. No, stay out. Get the F out. We need to stay the F out. Look, I care about Afghanistan babies. I care about kids in Afghanistan and women that have no rights. But let's be perfectly clear. That is their country. We've been there for over 20 years. The time was 20 years ago. F you talking about? The time was 20 years ago. And if we haven't got anything accomplished of worth of substance or worthwhile in 20 years, what makes you think that us going back is going to be any better? All it's going to do is bring more death. I watched the live stream with JB Font, I believe, and Ron Placone. And JB was basically saying, it would be more beneficial to stay out. Like, it would be more detrimental if we went back in. Like, we need to let them figure it out. If they come over here on some stuff, or if they start spreading to other countries, we can get together with NATO or get together with the UN or whatever and come up with something. But as far as America acting solely as the world's police and going into every country and murdering people, murdering thousands of Afghani civilians, just gone. For what? For war, for oil, for money, political, geopolitical control, imperialism, capitalism, anyism. Ridiculous, folks. Pure ridiculous. I wish I could remember the point that I wanted to bring up earlier, that I said I was going to look it up, and I honestly forgot now. But if I remember, I'll come back on another video, folks. I just wanted to let this be known. I tried to record a video last night, and it wasn't working out. I was getting really irritated. It just wasn't working out. It was not working out at all. So I'm hoping you guys appreciate this one. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Like I said, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Love, peace, and light, folks. Love, peace, and light. Keep spreading that around, all right? Do something kind. Rewind. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out.